We back. Shout out to the chat. I see everybody coming in. What do we got this morning? Kanye. Y'all see his new interview with DJ Akademiks. He's fully garbed up, huh? He's on his KKK type time. We seen it coming. It's all good. We're gonna talk about it, of course. My best friend Kanye. What else do I got? Sauce Walka did an interview talking about the shooting and that he will not be retaliating. See, there's a lot of dust kicking up about that. We got to talk about that, of course. Wack 100, Big U, Wack 100's new interview or new podcast with Adam 22. I think it dropped yesterday. Yeah, I watched it. I caught up. It's a lot of wild stuff that was said in there. We're going to go there. Luce Cannon, he made a Fed phone call home. Did he incriminate himself on a phone call? I don't know. We'll see. We'll go there. What else do I got? Young Scooter, rest in peace. I want to bring that up as well. I know that happened a couple of days ago, but we weren't streaming for the last 2-3 days. So I got a tribute to do. I just got back from Vegas. I'm going to talk a little bit about that towards the end of the stream. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to get y'all early. Anybody that wants to hang around that long and be bored, I'll save that for later. We also got a tribute to do before we get out of here as well in the second half of the stream. So once again, shout out to everybody that's coming into the chat. First member that touchdown is Big Yella. What's good, G? Twiz is in the building as always. Dion, I see you. Shout out to the chat. DMV Doll is in here. Shout out to the whole chat, man. I was not slacking. I know we didn't stream last couple of days. I was on the road. I had to get away for a little second. Had me a little, fun on the road and all that. Actually, I just posted a couple pictures on my Instagram out there in Vegas. And I'm going to start posting some more tomorrow and then days after, whatever, some stuff I got out there. But all right, y'all ready to work? Let's get to it. First up, let's go to Mr. Kanye West. So he did a interview with DJ Akademiks. Akademiks has been teasing it, saying that he recorded an interview with Kanye. He was fully garbed. He had a swastika chain on and all that type of stuff. We've seen it. It's in the footage. It wasn't really an interview. It was more like a just Kanye just talking. Kanye, he's just gonna run off on his tangents. You could lob him 1 or 2 questions here or there, but he will carry a 2-hour interview for you. That's no discredit to DJ Akademiks. Like, Kanye West is one of the hottest names. He's one of the biggest artists of all time. He's a billionaire. I mean, DJ Akademiks is gonna fully cater to him, which is why he's standing up the whole fucking interview. Like, Kanye got him standing, no sitting down. We're just gonna stand right here in this hotel room until I gotta leave to Tokyo. But no, listen, it has nothing to do with act, man. Kanye, we wanted to hear him talk instead of tweet. So we're here for it. Let's play a clip of this. I can't play too much of it. He's dropping the F words all over this shit, but he pretty much addresses everybody that he's been talking about and air quotes has beef with.
They started lowering the budgets for Puff. So I related to Puff, and then they pulled out a video with him and Cassie from 10 years ago. And then it made everybody be like, oh, Puff's a woman beater, so he's the devil. He needs to be in jail, right? Meanwhile, I don't know somebody who hasn't gotten to an altercation with a girl at one point, and including Cardi. So now Cardi's like he the number one guy at Rolling Loud, and Puff is in jail. And then you got 2 women beaters, and you got 2 supposed pedophiles. Watch this. One you got 3. Watch this. Cardi, Puffy, Kendrick, the 2 pedophiles. Drake, R. Kelly, or supposed Puffy and R. Kelly are in jail with Drake 5 years from now, or however long, when they feel like they really want to get that boy up out of here, they're going to play the Kendrick song. So that's how far they going. The Kendrick mix with the Universal, all that takedown of Drake reminds me of the No Diddy campaign for Diddy. Like, they going all out. But see, I know how to go all out, and I'm not even in a position. I just work on behalf of God. Like, how this shit comes together, the timing, everything is like a God sense. I had a couple things I want to say. So I pushed in to the Puff song. I put my daughter on the song. The timing was so perfect. She went in, rapped it. She said, I'm getting sleep.
Yeah, I don't care about your daughter singing. Let's just pause for a second. So much. Yeah, so did he just try to make a point that when they're ready to get Drake as well, then they'll sit him right alongside R. Kelly and all that, and they're gonna do it by playing the Not Like Us song? Like, if Drake was gonna get charged, well, I shouldn't say if he was gonna get charged, he would have been charged by now. I ain't gonna say that because some of this stuff, who knows behind the scenes how long some of this stuff be taking. But this interview has so much to unpack. Like a lot of what he said in this interview was expected for me, right? Definitely was expected. He makes a lot of justifications. The premise of all of his issues and all of his tweets going at people, we were spot on. He makes 1000% a call to it. He admits it. A lot of it has to do with people that spoke out against him or didn't stand next to him when he considered him to be in a position or a time of need. Okay. Whether it was the fashion stuff, whether it's the beef and the drama he's going through over custody and whatnot, all the drama with Kim Kardashian. That's what it is. So let's go to Jay-Z first, okay? Because he spoke on this. Like Jay-Z it's fuck Jay-Z. Like he goes there. Like it's all good, nothing too crazy, but he goes there, totally denounces Jay-Z, stands by his tweets, going at the man's family and all that type of stuff. It's Kanye. I kind of expect it, that's his nature. But he clearly says it. In my stuff that I'm going through with Kim, he should have used his influence. Him and Beyonce should have stood up and they should have spoke out for me, right? They should have spoke out for me. That's his issues with Jay-Z. We were spot on when we said that shit prior. That little segment that we just went through just now that we just played about Diddy, yo, did he really just said he say everybody we know has like an altercation with their woman. You want to know what? I will co-sign that an altercation with your spouse can be very common. If you're with ladies, if you're with your guy long enough, guys, if you're with your lady long enough, you might have yourself a little shove match. Fellas, you might get yourself mushed sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? You might get punched in the chest by your girl, right? Some of y'all might have been slapped by your girl. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a stereotype, little double standard. A woman could slap a guy can't slap a woman unless you. I'll leave it there, right? Right. Altercations, man, woman, frustrated moments, whatever. Grab, a shake, a push, a mush. Yeah, it is common. Let's be 1,000, dude. You're talking to a person who has a fucking video out of him fucking ragdolling, slamming, stomping, kicking, throwing a vase. That is a whole different fucking level. I don't want to be around any men that could do what Diddy did to Cassie in that hallway. It's a clear distinction. If I'm hanging out with one of my guys and he tells me like, yo, last night, man, we got into it. Yo, I had to grab this fucking girl and put her on the wall and say, what the yo, you better calm your shit down. I'm like, damn, man, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. You good? You straight? You want to stay in the guest room for the night? You straight? You want to go back over there tonight? You all right? I'm gonna let it go. But if I'm also with my boy, take this shit off the screen for 1 second. If I'm also with my boy, he said, yo, watch this, man. This is the security camera footage from the crib, man. Look at this video. And I'm watching, and he goes chasing down the hallway, grabs his girl, slams her, kicks her, stomps her. I'm going to look at him like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? We might have an argument. I might walk away. I don't know. I don't want to be in this situation. I can't even in flight right now think about it. But I think a lot of people would feel the same way we fucking felt when we saw that fucking video. So him trying to make the same, that's his way of walking around with the Sean John shirts and defending Diddy and all that. Everybody has domestic disputes, right? That's not anyway. That we leave that alone. His Diddy support, whatever, cool. You know what I'm saying? Leave it there. Jay-Z, Diddy, who else? John Legend. I feel like John Legend, Pusha T, who else? Who else? He's putting them in a similar boat. His issues with them now. Oh yeah, he went there with Pusha T real quick. He gets more crazy on John Legend, calls him a F and all that, F and whatever, bitch ass nigga, all that type of shit. Disses him for the clothes that he wears, corny kid shit. But it's because they denounced him. It's because they didn't stand next to him publicly when he had hit. Here's the Kanye West position, flat out. If you won't side with me, or if you will speak out against me based on my political views, then don't fuck with me then. Don't fuck with me then. If you're gonna speak out against me about my political views, then also speak out when you see something that I deem foul about me and my woman's relationship, me and my baby mother's relationship, me and my ex-wife's relationship, about my kids. Speak out about that. So that's like the fucking Pusha T and the John Legend one. Ty Dolla $ign, similar. He said that they got to Ty Dolla $ign basically. I think it was label or people behind the scenes for the most part, and said, yo, Ty, you gotta put something out there publicly to tweet like you don't stand next to what Kanye is. You don't agree with it. They had some conversation behind the scenes. Ty supposedly tells Kanye, okay, I'm going to tweet like this. He added by the time he actually tweeted, he added a little bit more fluff to it, a little bit more context to it. Kanye didn't like it. Fuck Ty Dolla $ign. That's how that happens too. Who else? Jim Jones. He goes down the whole story of Jim Jones. Doesn't really change too much from the tweet that he said, the Quentin Tarantino shit. Jim Jones set up a fucking meeting with Kanye, got paid $2 million for it. Kanye didn't know that he was getting paid $2 million. That right there, I actually do side with Kanye about. We spoke about that. Go to the previous stream. I think that Jim Jones was a little, there. I don't like that. But the other piece of it now, the PDF file, not PDF, like when we use that for like, damn, it sucks for me to say like how we use it for Drake, but not pedal. Okay, PDF, like a real PDF file, like he tweeted. So he tells Jim Jones they're talking about fashion. Supposedly they're working on clothes together. And he tells him whatever's going on in New York, clothing wise or whatever, put a bunch of stuff together in a PDF file and text it or email it to me. So I assume it's like, show me the fashion and show me what's going on, show me all these ideas and put it in a document and send it to me. And Jim Jones told him I can't. And that created some type of issue. Like, I mean, like I said, Jim's hands ain't clean in his beef with Kanye. It's just a lot of bullshit. Like when we talk about Diddy, we talk about Jay-Z. Oh, the Kim one. So the Kim one to me was his only fucking honest moment. I shouldn't say, oh, I think everything he says he damn near believes. Like he's fucking ridiculous. But I like his answer for Kim. Akademiks did throw that one out there. He said, well, some people say, this whole thing with you and Kim, you went after her, you chased her, you chose her, right? Like Act threw that in there. And he owned up to that. He said, yeah, I admit that was my fault. You know what I'm saying? 2 months in, I didn't want to have kids anymore with her, but that wasn't God's plan. Well, he owned up to that. So at least I appreciate that. Let me not do too much on the beefs that he got with all these people, because we already pretty much thought that a lot of them wasn't justified. It's just Kanye feeling like he's not getting his way and people aren't pushing his narratives and agendas with their voices. The whole thing about stand with me or fuck you, okay? What Kanye doesn't understand, and what we spoke about before, was his destructive nature and how people don't necessarily feel like because I'm your brother, because I'm your friend, that they have to publicly stand with you on everything. I want to give an example of that. I want to use myself because I'm glad when I see shit like this, it's like, damn, I could relate. Like I've been there in a smaller form. And some of y'all seen it publicly when it happened. An example of that with me is like with gyms. Okay. So for those that don't know battle rap or don't follow battle rap, Jims is a battle rapper. And some people on the internet started exposing some old tweets of his where he was on some racist rants, like just disrespecting black babies and black women and just some very, very vile and ugly tweets, right? And I was quiet for I don't even know how long. I'll guess like 3-4 days or whatever. I even had a phone call with him, like, yo, talk to me. Like, what's this about? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had the behind the scenes phone call with him and everything. Like, we had a private call. I never tried to expose, I never came out. All that. I left everything behind the scenes. I did him. I felt like me never speaking on it publicly, the way that he and I, the things I could have said, or the ways that I felt, was me doing like a final like service back to him because of the prior friendship that we had. Because everybody knows that me and Jim's rocked for a long time. That was my little homie. You know what I'm saying? But because of that situation, and because I wanted to disassociate, I left it clean. I didn't make it dirty. No talking, no blogging, no, yo, I had this phone call with Jim. Yo, this is what happened. This is how I feel. Instead, all I did is I put out one tweet. Don't condone the stuff that Jims has said, yada, yada, yada. But he is his own man. Stop asking me questions. You got to go. He's got to deal with his own shit. That's what I tweeted, right? Why did I tweet that? Because the fans and the public, that's one thing. Like general fans, sooner or later, I can get over some of that. Like I will block you, or I'll ignore you, or I get it. There'll be some comments that I'll see, and in time, you guys will move on 3 or 4 days later. But what'll happen is they'll attach it to you. sometimes it's deserving, and sometimes it's not. A lot of times it's not. They just want to look at the people around you. This person did something real nasty. So ARP, we know that's your homie. How do you feel and where do you stand? They want to know. They want to see what my response is going to be. They want to see how I'm going to move. They want to see what my decisions will be. Right. And until then, you damn near co-sign it. Like that's what the internet does. Until you speak out and separate yourself and just tell us that you disagree with that type of stuff, we're gonna say that you as well are racist. Like, like that's what the public does. And then you got lame ass league owners, these suckers, you know, saying that can't wait for any opportunity to try to put something on my name because they jealous bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like them niggas, they'll come out and say, yo, what's up with your man? ARP, is that your man? And it's just like, you fucking clown. Like I see what you're doing. Like I get it. I get it. That's what people will do. And then I'll put this tweet out and then y'all could all get off my dick. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the John Legends of the world did. That's what the Pushes of the world did. That's what the Ty Dolla Signs of the world did. All this MAGA and all this fucking this Trump stuff and all this your outlandish things you're doing. These are people that make money with you or in business with you or associated with you. And the public turns to them and says, do you support this? And they have to come out and say, no, I don't. Eventually. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. Like the whole Kanye thing, there wasn't too much from that interview that I didn't expect. You know what I mean? I guess the last thing I'll say about it is him in the full KKK garb. Okay, that's the last thing that I took from it. He pretty much explained that his intentions is to figure out what hurts people the most, and then those are the buttons that he wants to push. When he delivers it like that, all that really comes across to somebody like me is a man that's just hurting inside, and he wants to see other people hurt alongside him. I want people to hurt as well. You know how you got people that's just like, damn, I'm fucked up, but you know, now's not the time. Go ahead and just be away from me. I don't want to pull you down with me. That's not Kanye. Kanye is opposite. Kanye could be going through something with the mother of his children, something that's supposed to be in his own little small family circle only. And he wants to say, I'm pulling you. You come and join me. I want you to hurt with me. I want you to bleed with me. Fuck you, your kids, your family, boom. He wants everybody to be down with him. You know what I'm saying? He's done a lot of good, but his character is his character. And pretty much that is his explanation for wearing that bullshit. So, hey, shout out to Kanye, man. I mean, and shout out to everybody that still fucks with him as a person. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all go be somewhere together. Y'all got it. All right, let's move on. Sauce. Mr. Walk. He had an interview talking about the shooting once again with Say So P. Rest in peace to Say So P. And I think people were looking to hear about his stance on things as well. Right. I'm gonna play this small piece of this interview, not the full thing, of course, and then we're gonna break this down.
Because once again, all of these things are just different characteristics and tests and fucking just obligations and that you have to stand on as your own as a man and as a leader and as a person of honor that has the honor, that has the love and the fellowship, that has the pull and the respect of all of these different people that's willing to put their lives and their freedom and their personal family situations on hold or at risk for my well-being. The same, I got to continue to be the person that made them stand behind me the way that they do. Mm-hmm. And I feel that me folding at a time like this, where so many people that's looking at this situation for guidance and what if this happens to them, or when they go through a situation similar to this, or they looking at me like, well, I know Sauce Walka gangsta is tough ass nigga, so I expect him to do this right here, and that's what a real nigga gonna do. That don't, what you think a real nigga is might not always be a real nigga, or even that, or what you interpret to take a real nigga is might be a dumb, broke, stupid nigga.
I think they say that.
A real nigga is a nigga that changed lives. A real nigga is a nigga that's gonna stand on 10 toes, whether the situation is in his benefit or not in his benefit. Mm-hmm. A real nigga is a nigga that's going to understand that you can't always be right. Even if I have the power to hurt people the way I was hurt, even if I have power to do retaliation or make a fucking example the way an example was made on my brother, that does not motherfucking mean that I'm going to get the end result, or I'm going to get my brother back, or get more glory, or more. That shit could tarnish me the same way it could benefit me. That I'm adding on to the same problem that I'm being affected by. Now I'm creating more life and more loss and more turmoil in somebody else's life, and somebody else, mama, cousin, sister, daughter, daddy. This nigga father, somebody kids. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like we could keep in a continuous cycle going on in the whole city and state of people that possibly want to love and support where I am. They, you know what I'm saying? Love and support what me and my brothers have going on, and love the sauce, love to yourself, love sauce man, peso, peso, sauce wood winning, the music that we make, the sauce that we drip, the pimping, the dripping, the ism.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Hey man, say man, never gonna play man. You feel me? All of that, like niggas.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, his definition of what a real nigga is, what a real man is, what a real woman is, what it is to be real. He definitely has some very spot on attributes in there. If I was to simplify the definition of a real nigga, just to simplify it, it's just being honest within yourself and with those that are around you and with just the world, period. Just being honest, right? The word real, like it really just runs parallel with that. Like if I look in the mirror and I see a scary individual, but then I walk outside and I act tough and Brody, I'm not real. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all it takes to be real. It's just the primary ingredient is honesty. And being honest, I said this before, being honest starts with yourself. It doesn't start with like, okay, I'm speaking to this person and I told the truth. No, you have to be honest with yourself first. Be real. Be a real nigga. All right. I really got three things to that. The first direction that we'll go, let's go to the conspiracy or whatever. I shouldn't say conspiracy. Let's go to some of the things that was said, right? It really came from Rainwater. He had a conversation with Wack 100, I think, on Clubhouse, and he said the shooters, they let off and then they ran down and then they stood over Walker. He was hitting his leg. They stood over him. They realized it was him, and then they let him go. Like, yo, as far as Say So P, he know what he did. Like as if Say So P was the main target, wasn't for anybody else. If you got hit, you got hit, right? So let's say hypothetically that is true. I think the only person that can really confirm that publicly is Source. So I don't want to run with it as if we know it to be true. But if it was true, hypothetically, one thing that I would garner from his response is appreciation, right? The appreciation of your life being spared. People, you can be the president, you can have a million goons, you can have $1 billion and be the most powerful finger snapper in the world. Still, it's not tough for your time to come. Okay. He's been through shit before, but that's just a reminder. Damn, we walked outside to just smoke some weed real quick, and our lives could have just been snatched from us like that in a split second. I don't care how many records you sold, care how famous you are, how much money you have, how tough you are, how I don't care what gang you claim. That split second right there. So let's say if that was true, then he definitely would be showing a level of like, hey man, like you want me to, damn near thank you for for sparing my life, and now I'm supposed to be at you. I mean, it still would be all fair love and war, right? I guess tactics like, haha, you shouldn't have let me live, like, but there is an element of that where it's just like, if that's the case, like I want to let it go because I was literally spared and I wasn't the target. But that's hypothetical. We don't know that to be true. Only Source can confirm that. Now let's go to this. Let's go to the rapper image. Let's go with one of the problems of being a rapper, the pressure that is on you as a rapper, especially a gangster rapper. And I'm not trying to say that some of it isn't deservingly so, because the rappers choose to rap about what they rap about. They put themselves in certain spots where they want to portray certain images. Some of them run around gang banging. They put certain lyrics and influences and energy in their music. Some of them get into beef and problems with other rappers. Hell, some of these rappers, I think The Game might have been one of them. Was it The Game? What was it The Game that said shit, he didn't get arrested until he was in the hip hop world? But that happens with a lot of rappers. They get into the most shit that they've ever been in when they're rappers, successful rappers at that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of pressure that are put on these gangster rappers. And he's probably getting just as much, not as just as much. I'm not, nah, Dirk probably got more, but like Dirk had the whole Sly Vaughn campaign, and 6ix9ine put his voice on top of it, and there's a Sly Vaughn. This situation right here. So King Von was a bigger artist and a more, I guess, appreciated in the hip hop world figure than Say So P. A lot of us, including me, no disrespect, found out who Say So P was in the midst of this because we know Source. I didn't know who Say So P was. That's just me. But the Slide for Von campaign, Dirk was tricked off the streets. That's why he's sitting where he's sitting right now. It's an unfortunate situation. But the same cycle that Dirk continued allegedly, Source just ran from. Source just clearly ran from it. He's just like, nah. Unless, hold on, let me throw this little side nugget in there. Because if you want to retaliate and if you want to slide, this would be the stuff that you're supposed to say when the cameras is on. Okay. But let's take what he said as an honest moment, a moment of clarity. Okay, let's take that. Let me close out the rapper piece first. The pressure that he's gonna have, or already has, or will continue to have, where people will rap about it, people will comment, people will tweet, people will troll. We're gonna get some more trolling in a little bit. People will troll him. Slide for Say So P. You ain't do nothing. Nigga shot you. They shot you, man. They killed you, man. What you going? You ain't doing nothing. You ain't about none of that shit you talk in your music. He's gonna get that. That's what rappers get. And that might be what he earned himself from his image and his lyrics or whatever. But now let me get to the last piece. What he did right there was he separated not only how he feels in this moment, not only the real life situation of his man dying and him getting shot and him allegedly being spared, but let me separate all that other shit. And let me just say, I'm cool. I don't want to retaliate. I don't want to do none of that. And because he's taken that position, which is totally opposite from the quote unquote gangster rapper's image, people, we shall applaud this man. We shall applaud this man for taking a public platform, whether it's because he's spooked or not. Sometimes it takes a very tragic moment to make people wake the fuck up. How many people go to church after something happens? They go get saved after something happens. It's like, damn, I just realized this, or I just had a car accident and my car was torn in half and nobody got hurt. Got to be an act of God. They're going to look at Pulp Fiction. My references, people, my references. Look at Pulp Fiction. What happened to Sam? What happened to Sam? Dude came out point blank range, let off at him. They didn't hit a thing. He looked around him. Oh shit. The only way he could interpret it was an act of God. After that, he didn't want to be in the field no more. Source could be having a piece of that. Art imitates life. You never know. But the cycle continuing and what he just retracted from is to be applauded, if that's what he really means. If that's not a line. He's like, nah, like I could call people, we could go hunt, we could do this, we could do that. Like I'm not gonna push that. And anybody that trolls him is an asshole. You know what I'm saying? You want him to get up here and say it's on, it's war for your entertainment while you sit home from the safety of your crib and let him go put his life in danger, and he just almost lost it. Now, no, who the fuck goes through that and then still wants to play in the same sandbox? Like, if you want to play with your life all day long, then so be it for y'all entertainment. So that whatever happens next can end up on World Star for y'all. So you have a week to play with that. No, that man removed himself. And that is to be respected and appreciated. It takes a strong man to even be able to do that. My respect for Source shot up even more. I hope he stands like that, and I hope he doesn't instigate this. I hope he doesn't rap about it in a negative way. I hope he doesn't seek retaliation, and I hope that he moves on. I really do. Okay. So shout out to Source for this, man. That's a good statement and position to take. Okay. All right. This one right here, I just happen to have one of my brand new, fresh from Las Vegas, LA hats on. Why not? Let's go to your man Wack 100. All right. Yesterday's podcast with Wack and Adam 22. Let me give some context and backdrop to this clip. Then I'll play the clip and then we'll talk. Wack got a lot of heat, and he still is, and he deserves it, and he probably will continue to get it, of the things that he said in the direction towards Big U, a lot of things that he says about people which is incriminating. And some of these people, they incriminate themselves too. Luce Cannon, we'll get to him. Brick, we'll get to him. Or whether we do it, don't. He's just an example. The self-incrimination that comes out of the hip-hop world and these podcasts is through the roof. Nothing new. We know it. But Wack is trying to clean up not just his vulnerability to the feds, which is what I see in this podcast episode, but also his reputation of some of the very, very public and critical things he's put out on his podcast and on the 100 show and on Clubhouse and all that shit in relation to Big U. He's sweeping it all under the rug of trolling. I'm on to you, Wack. Wack, you smart, but you're not smarter than everybody. Chill out.
Is there anything that has happened from this Rico coming out and everything? Is there anything that has made you think twice about anything that you do in your life? Of like, oh, I need to be a little bit more careful in this regard. I know you're not like actually out here breaking the law all the time, but it does stand out that like there's a lot of like relatively normal stuff kind of wrapped up in this.
The only thing is, Adam, you know how much bullshit motherfuckers call us with.
Sure.
Right? Now it's kind of like we would get a call about some bullshit at 1 o'clock, at 1:03. Okay, we up with it. You can't do that no more. You really gotta like go investigate if these people are who they say they are, if what this person is talking about is real. Because if you go troll with it, like I've seen shit that other podcasters or bloggers are talking about that I started the narrative. I'm like, I can't believe this shit didn't got that far. For instance, you cannot tell these people you and R&B and Lennon wasn't back there having sex.
Yeah.
They really think that Remo called me and I was at home crying. These dummies didn't put it together that I'm in a no jumper building. Like, how can't you not? Somebody said, one person, I hear the water running behind you. Let me tell you what else. And I left him in there. Before you came into the room, when I said, all right, R&B, sit over there. Leonard, go over there to the cabin and get some the shit y'all got over there. Leonard looks at me and says, Wack, why are you holding the camera like that? She clearly telling the world, Wack's right here. But they totally tuned that out. Your woman's fucking Adam and his wife. Right?
It's all about making great content. And if you make good enough content, then nobody will care about the real one. Because you know what clip is back from the dead? What? The clip where I ask X4 about the video of him shooting some people or whatever, and he just stays completely silent. That clip is back with a vengeance, doing millions and millions and millions of views all over the internet. Like, this is how a real gangster is supposed to.
I'll peep the justifications. I'll peep them. All right, let me pull this up real quick because I'm going to make a similar point that they're making, but I'm going to make a clear separation as well. Okay. This is a shout out to my man Holla. This is an interview I just did with Holla, Thursday. Right. And during this interview, well, actually, as soon as the shit started, let me use the words. I was trolling him. Okay. As soon as the interview started, I'm like, yo, so what's on a scale of 1 to 10, being that you are 28 years old and I am 51 years old, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's the number that you think that you're gonna be able to beat me when we get on the court, right? Now, if you look at this, let me see if I can see any. Let me just do a search real quick, see if I just find 51. All right, look, 51. So look, somebody right here put 51 is crazy when you're an 80s baby. Okay. Let me see if I find another one. Look at this one. ARP is 51 years old. Let me see if I find another one. We got any more? Let me find another one. What else? Here's another one. Oh no, this is the same one. I think ARP is 51 years old. Anyway, you get my point. Right? Now, there's irony, there's satire, there's sarcasm, there's things of that nature. Holla, actually, his birthday was just this past weekend. And I think he even posted how old he is. I think he's on like 36 or 37, right? You got to keep up. Like, what I was doing was I was creating a larger disparity of our age to tilt the scale to say, if I beat you, it's even worse. Because you're in your 20s and I'm in my 50s. He's not in his 20s and I'm not in my 50s, right? But I get it. This is the internet. So people will miss that little satire or whatever, the iron or the sarcasm or what I'm trying to do as far as tilting the scale. And they'll say, ARP is 51? Damn, black don't crack. Like, I was literally getting tweets. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like I can't wait to get to 51. Okay, you can either die young or live to get old, right? So pick one. So I can't wait to get 51, but I'm not. Like, you know what I mean, but that's what the internet does. And even that, I didn't even consider that trolling. If I was trolling, I was trolling him. But there's a lot I want to get into this shit with Wack and Big U. Let me add more context of what Wack just did. A lot of the fire that he got is because he's the one that came to the internet and he said Big U, his Rico is on the way. And they might be trying to arrest him like towards the end of March or the beginning of April, something like that, right? Because a woman, I believe that was a relative to the young man that's in the murder case, who's a DW, that was you know, the artist of alleged artist of Big U that he allegedly went to the studio, grabbed, and then murdered, and then left off in a ditch alongside the highway, and all that stuff that's in his indictment. It's crazy. It reads like a movie. But allegedly, somebody tied to that was tipped off from the cops or the feds or the detectives, whatever, that Big U was going to be having charges coming his way. And then Wack puts it out there, supposedly as a bat signal, right? Now, what Wack is doing today, now, current, he's saying he put that out there because he didn't believe it was true. He's saying the girl that hit him up and told him that, number one, and a couple text messages after that, she asked him for money. So he's just like, all right, so you hit me up with this Big U information, and then you're running a play after that, asking, oh, by the way, I just gave you some exclusive information. Can you help me with some hotel money? I'm down and out right now. He said that's the first reason. The second reason he said is, what cops is going to lead off somebody and tell them about an arrest or a warrant or an indictment or a RICO that's about to come down? They're not going to do that. They're not going to tip people off. Adam 22 countered just to be objective and said, well, it could have been a cop that slipped up or maybe said it out of sympathy. Hey, you just lost a loved one. Between me and you, don't say nothing, but yeah, they on his ass, right? I mean, so that's Wack's retraction and cleaning up now. At the end of the day, he gets on that podcast episode with Adam 22 and he gets into this whole fucking dissertation of trolling and running narratives. Okay. We got this whole thing now in justification that Big U ran narratives on him. When it comes to running narratives or when it comes to trolling, there are no bounds because we're using social media as a weapon of war. So when I get up here, if I say you got a RICO coming, or my homie slept with Brick Baby's wife, or this happened over here, or Adam 22 just got arrested, but don't worry, his lawyer is going to have him out by 2:30 and he'll be live by 4 o'clock, which he also admitted was a lie. It was just content and promoting the next podcast, right? And that's why we came up here. We said, if that's true, if he was arrested, I can't tell because the way Wack is talking about that is a little funny. He's putting it all under the umbrella of trolling and also running narratives. Now, I don't think that that's real. I think that that's lame. I think that that's corny for multiple reasons. Number one, what's the definition on the internet of trolling? The word trolling is evolving right in front of our face way too much. Define trolling. Watch this, y'all. What's it going to say? No, not trolling, the internet term. Definition, let me change it. Definition of the internet. I'll put internet phrase. Internet. Oh, no, not phrase. Word trolling. Let me try that. See what it says. Google, you suck. You need to catch up with ChatGPT ASAP. In online context, trolling refers to the act of deliberately posting provocative, irritating, or offensive messages with intent to upset or annoy others. I believe in that definition because that's how I was introduced to the internet. Trolling. So if you guys just turn the chat right now into ARP, that hat sucks, that hat sucks, that hat sucks, that hat sucks. Even if y'all like the hat, then y'all start that's considered trolling me. Okay. I went through this years ago. Shout out to my nigga Daylight. I went through this years ago with Daylight and I made a video about it. And I said, I'm not accepting anybody telling me that they're trolling me, especially if it's in private. right? Or if it involves anything that's in private or serious or business, okay? I separate. I won't let the internet give me the word trolling and then I got to stick with that shit. No, you're not going to lie to me, do bad business with me and tell me, oh, I was just trolling you. I'm going to say, no. I'm sorry, but you're not going to evolve the word lie and cover it up by saying I'm trolling, right? Because trolling really is to irritate and to fuck with somebody. You're trolling somebody. Isn't that like what the little cartoon trolls would do? What was the story that we came up with? Three Billy Goats Gruff, right? And he was under the bridge fucking with people. Am I wrong? Right? I think I'm gonna start sooner or later taking the crown of the reference king. Oh, ARP, aka the reference king. I like that. Three Billy Goes Gruff. Trolling, real shit. Back to our childhood. That's what trolling is. And now on the internet, you just do it digitally. You fucking with people. You're irritating people deliberately on purpose. Trolling isn't to be evolved into, oh, I'm lying on you on purpose. That's bullshit. We're not to accept that shit, right? So him being up here saying that the things that the incriminating things I'm saying or I've said about Big U is because he's ran narratives on me. Hey, I'm just running my play. I'm just saying. And then even what they did recently, when he's admitting to it now, saying that, oh no, like he didn't really get locked up. I just sent content, and trolling does not negate being real and being credible. Having credible. Now I will watch you and I will pick out what I believe is true, what I believe is false, where I think you're running a play. That's my job to do as well. If I consume that type of content or if I'm watching that type of person. But me personally, I kind of like my reputation and I kind of like my credibility. Wack 100, I'll use my homie again. Shout out to my guy Daylight once again. Wack 100 is taking on that type of presentation, right? Where when you watch him on camera, you don't know whether he's being honest or he's being a lying piece of shit, like, or if he's running a play, right? He's pulling a Daylight in front of us at this point, right? And I think that he's been in so much of this part of his career on some social media, internet shit. The thing that he's not doing, he's not separating what his codes and what his principles and what his credibility is supposed to be. I think he's so far gone over on the side of the gate where it's just about content, it's just about trolling, and it's just about narratives that he's forgot that on this side over here, there's this Pyru street nigga that's not supposed to be standing and doing business with a snitch. There's this Pyru street nigga over here that's not supposed to break any street codes. There's this man over here that's supposed to maintain his credibility. There's this street nigga over here that's not supposed to be coming on the internet and talking about incriminating stuff about other gangsters or gang members because they're running narratives or you're running narratives. Because one thing we're not going to do either, we're not going to do the whole two wrongs don't make a right. Now, I've done it too. You strike me, I do want to strike you back. But that doesn't mean let me take what you said about me and create a lie. I'd rather be in a spot where you fuck with me, don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell the truth about you type shit. I'd rather be like that. Damn. Is that why Drake has been taking L's on his channel? Accidental reference again. Yo, so let's pull up the infamous clip that No Jumper allegedly, you see, now I gotta do that, allegedly got a cease and desist about. Okay. Now, even though they took it down, I'm not overdoing it. The clip and the video is everywhere. It's infamous at this point. I believe it's talked about in the indictment. We've all seen it a million times. But let's focus on Wack. And this is why Luce Cannon is who he is. You know, he really lives by his name, if you ask me. Mentally, Luce Cannon just isn't that sharp. He's just not that sharp. He can be manipulated. He can be taken advantage of. If you alley-oop him the right question, you're going to get him to run off and say everything. But look at Wack up here with his face, manipulating the whole situation, acting like he doesn't know this story already before the cameras cut on. And he's just throwing it out there like, really? What, nephew? Say that again? Just watch Wack. We heard Luce already. Just watch fucking Wack here.
So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6-0. I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what you mean? What you talking about?
No, because
that,
listen.
Nep?
So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey, and so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yeah, and
you like
just talking on regular. So it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because
you don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like
this is whack. This is the level that you will go to because you're at odds with Big U. And all fair, love, and war. Put it this way: when somebody shows you who they are, you need to believe them. Wack will show you that if we are at odds, I will violate code. I will violate street principles. I'll violate myself as a man with integrity. I'll lie on you. I'll run narratives. I'll incriminate you. And some people play like that. Some people will play super dirty. Some people have bounds. And is that in the 48 laws? The man that's willing to do more than the next, right? I mean, some people will say, I don't give a fuck, women and children included. This is war. Some people, everybody has their boundaries. Wack is showing you his. He's showing you his. But at the same time, you chop your own credibility. And you then shade your truth or your lying as trolling. Or you say this is just running narratives on each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny too, because now he's trying to clean up the street aspect of saying, like, when I put that out there, I only did it as a play or a narrative to go at Big U because I thought that girl was lying that told me that a Rico was coming. But it just turns out to be true. Ironically, that ironic, same time frame and everything. What type of games is we playing here? Well, actually, we know the answer to that, right? But shout out to Wack. I love the content. I love the content. I gotta stay with Luce while we're already there. Did y'all see when Luce called home from the feds or called into the No Jumper podcast? He called into the same podcast that the feds are watching every split second of today, yesterday, the week before, the month before, the years before. The same podcast that they allegedly cease and desist. I mean, not cease and desist, ran down on for the cease and desist, right? The same one that we're all watching in relation to this whole Big U and Rolling 60s indictment. We're watching it, so the fucking feds. Fine tooth comb. And he called in. He called in. Luce Cannon called in. He called into that play. I mean, we know these calls is recorded. We know, isn't that how Tommy Hill got caught up allegedly talking on, I don't know, but
the feds came to my house and the one and only thing that they were interested in was the cease and desist from Big U because of your appearance on the podcast with Wack, in which you basically said that Big U had knowledge of the Nipsey situation before it happened.
No, see, the thing is, it's like, I'm going to say it like this because I keep going through something. It's just why I send a cease and desist if it's not true. That's all I have to say.
And that's what a lot of people are suggesting.
It's defamatory, though.
Yeah, even if it's not true, it is
right.
It's a defamatory statement for sure. Absolutely.
Lush is doing his best to clean it up right now. Shout out to Lush. He just said, but why would he send if it's not true? Luce, you're already there. You just said something that to a degree is even incriminating of Big U. And I know that's your enemy. I know you hate him. You call him big useless and all this type of stuff. But these guys are already down under federal indictments, RICO charges. And they're calling home still talking street shit. Still talking about the stuff that's in their indictment. Still talking about each other. Still saying names across the wire. Still trying to prove a point. Yo. If there was ever a time to shut the fuck up. I mean, it's for some people may be of the belief that it's too late. There's too much that's been documented, recorded, said, done, right? We read the indictment. but to still, because I guess one of the plays for a lawyer would be like what Wack just tried to do on yesterday's podcast. I guess one of the plays would try to be, this is all just content. That would be your legal defense. That would be the position for your lawyer to take. This is all content. Nothing we're doing is true. It's all for play. It's all for views. It's all for fun. I know that you guys got victim number one and real people that died and real people that have been extorted that it came forward, and we got real footage of this robbery and all that. That's on the table too. But as far as the stuff that we've said on the podcast being in my paperwork and you using it against me, I would like you to understand that was just all for play. Okay, cool. Jury wants to hear that out. Judge wants to give you an ear for that as well. It was all a play. It's all content, social media world, clout chasing, no problem. But now you're in jail. Now you're in federal custody. You're still saying the same thing that you said on the podcast when you was free. You're still running a play. Oh, the Fed line is monetized. You're still, how does that work? Luce Cannon, answer that. Your lawyers, answer that. Answer that. We're still giving the No Jumper podcast so you can help me pay my bills. Like that's your only answer again. There you go. I helped you. It's fucking insane. What's up with KK? KK says, first he said that he was warning Big U. Now he didn't believe it. That's what I'm saying. So Wack 100, he's trashed his credibility. And I do get it. There's certain things that he is also saying right now, in fear of the feds. He's cleaning up, he's retracting, he's trying to clean up his credibility, he's trying to clean up his lies, there's a lot of retracting but in the midst of all this, like people that already weren't woke to how you move and how you act and how you carry yourself, you definitely shine a bigger light on that now. So appreciate you, KK. Yeah, it's crazy. It's fucking insane that Luce is still calling home, and Adam 22 is who he is. He don't give a fuck. He's gonna let you run off. He's gonna host you. He's gonna platform you. If you want to get on there, right? If Luce Cannon wants to get on there right now and say you're Adam 22, before you cut the camera on, I just want to let you know, I want to tell you the real story about that weed store heist that we pulled off. Adam 22 is going to say, give me a second. Let me get the stream set up. Let me get the cameras rolling or whatever. Hold on. Let me see if anybody else wants to be on there with me. Boom, boom. Yo, Lush, you know what I'm saying? Come up at this time. We're going to do it. Boom, boom. And he's going to cut the camera. He's going to do it. He's going to let you in. He don't care. Adam 22 don't give a fuck. It's content to him. He don't give a fuck. The good thing about Adam 22 is at least he shows you he's not hiding it. He's not hiding it. So at that point, the responsibility is not on Adam 22. He's just going to play content and smarter than the people that he's hosting. All these not all of them, some of these gang members and people that he's going to allow to come up there and put on these fucking soap operas, he's going to monetize it. He's going to eat off of it. And you guys are going to be the ones that suffer in the jail time and the beef in the streets and the pistol whippings behind the studio and all this type of shit. And he's going to monetize it, right? There's a little bit of a vulture definition that goes alongside that, but they want to capitalize off of his platform as well. So, hey, so be it. I will be here for the content. Once again, it's fucking insane, people. It's insane. Young Scooter. I know I'm a couple days late while I was off stream, but let's still cover it. Let's talk about it because there might be additional developments that still unfold with this. And I do have a point that I didn't hear, a take that I didn't hear on the internet yet that I want to talk about this for the backdrop for anybody that still doesn't know what I'm talking about. Young Scooter, very popular artist that lost his life on his 39th birthday a couple days ago. Has a lot of big industry ties. I didn't follow him too much over his career, but I do know his like one of his biggest hits that was it Columbia or whatever. I think he had Rick Ross on the remix and shit like that. Birdman might have been on it too. That was banging all over the clubs. You know what I'm saying? That was like a big hit for him. But he's well respected behind the scenes. But something very, very, very suspicious happened on how he lost his life. Let's check this out.
A developing story now out of the Atlanta area. Several agencies now involved in the investigation into the death of an Atlanta rapper after police say he died while running from officers. Take a look here. This tweet from the New York Post highlighting all of that, saying, quote, rapper Young Scooter dead on his 39th birthday in a freak accident while fleeing Atlanta police. A lot going on here, so let's bring in Lindsay Tuman, joining us live at the headquarters for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation with the latest. Good morning, Lindsay. Obviously, a lot known and a lot still left to figure out here.
A lot of questions surrounding this case, and that's exactly why Atlanta police asked the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to step in and handle this investigation. They say this all started when that man was fleeing from police when they were trying to surround a home.
A large police presence filled the area around William Nye Drive in southeast Atlanta Friday night.
Officers responded to a dispute with a weapon. It was advised in the call remarks that shots were fired and a female was dragged back into the location.
When officers got on the scene, they say they knocked on the door. A man answered and then immediately shut the door on officers.
The officers then established a perimeter. During the process of establishing the perimeter, 2 males fled out of the rear of the house. 1 male returned back into the house. The other male jumped 2 fences as he was fleeing.
Investigators say when they located the man, they found him injured.
There was no indication of anyone being shot. This appears that there was, when he fell, some type of fracture injury to the leg, which caused the bleeding.
The 39-year-old was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital, where he later died. There have been a lot of questions over what happened on social media, which is part of the reason Atlanta police called in the GBI to investigate the incident.
And this is why we're here doing this press conference, to put out there that the Atlanta Police Department has not been involved in any shootings tonight. And the incident on William Nye, there was not a shooting at all.
Well, at this time, the GBI does confirm that Atlanta police called them in to aid in this investigation, but there haven't been any other further updates at this time. Of course, a developing story that we're staying on top of over here.
Yeah, so very, very uncommon thing to hear about how somebody would pass away. All right, so rest in peace to young Scooter first and foremost. One thing that I want to say there is, outside of whatever developed and what information will continue to come out, you know, about him allegedly fleeing and this over the gate, and then with a leg break and then some bleeding, and maybe hit an artery in his leg and then bled out and dies from that, allegedly, is the uproar. That's what gets me. And the same thing happened when King Von passed. When the night that King Von got shot and it was going around the internet that he got killed, I was on Twitter just like everybody else. And I saw hundreds of people, you know, just this outroar, because remember, the initial reports was that he was killed by police. That was the initial shit. This was before the fight footage and the Lil Tim footage came out that, oh, this is the person that shot King Von, not no police, right? The outrage was insane. Fuck the police, pig, killing me, about to do this, blah, 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 blah. The moment people saw the video and found out that it was another black man that did it, nobody said shit. The outrage went, you know, and that's that double standard there that I just never was comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? The outrage should be the same. If you feel like something happened that was unjust or to somebody that you love, the outrage should be the same. Keep similar energy. I'm not trying to say that, oh yeah, you're about to go throw a pipe bomb in a fucking police precinct, nothing like that. No, I'm not inciting nothing like that. But I'm just trying to say, like, everybody was up in arms. Everybody's going crazy because they felt like the person to blame was a cop, but it was another street nigga though. So where's the same outrage? Have the same message of King Von died and we don't like that. Just period. Regardless, he was shot and we don't like that. Similar here, you know, I was seeing this on social media and I saw that type of outrage again. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the cop shot him. The cop shot him. And there's outrage. And deservingly so, because let me still watch the other side of the coin. The cops are supposed to be here to uphold the law, to enforce the law, to protect society, right? So we don't want people that are supposedly here to protect us to be the ones to hurt us. I get it, right? But let's say it was a shooting. And before y'all even have the details of whether, you know, did young Scooter draw on the cops first? Were the cops defending himself? Nobody know. All they thought was that he died by the hands of a cop, and it was outrage. And then the moment you find out that that's not necessarily what happened, everybody's we okay then. What? No. Any way that it happened, if it's something unfortunate or if it's somebody that's beloved, right? You should figure out what the answers are, and then you should be outraged of anything that is outside of what your principles, morals, or what you feel is just or not. It should carry. It should carry. I think a girl did it. I think his boy did it. I think another gangster did it. I think the cops did it. I think he did it to himself while maybe he made a mistake and he shouldn't have did. You should be upset no matter what, because the emotional tie is supposed to be to the lost life, not necessarily just based on the cause of the lost life. If you're mad that somebody lost their life because they're beloved, that's the primary scope there. No, I'm only mad or I'm only enraged based on how it happened. No, we don't want to lose people, period, right? Like, am I off there? So it's to that point, and that's why I'm saying as more develops, possibly, because now we see this on social media. We see the woman that allegedly called APD, Atlanta Police Department, on young Scooter is now under investigation. The culture says charge her for falsely claiming she was held hostage. A female caller falsely claimed to be a hostage, prompting police to search a residence. The incident was unrelated to narcotics. Unaware of the police's reason for visiting, he fled, and authorities later acknowledged that no woman was present. I've seen so many posts stating that he ran because he did something wrong and he actually didn't know what was really going on at the time. So more details will probably come out about that. And if they don't, then, you know, you just, if he's somebody that you endear, then you still owe yourself logic in during your time of mourning, you know. And I can't tell people how to mourn. What I mean when I say that is, I just don't assume that people just open a door, slam a door in front of the cops, and then run for nothing. You know, it's tough for me to accept that one. I'm being sensitive here because we all respect young Scooter, and the man lost his life. But that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. So we'll see what happens, you know, as more develops with this young lady. If so, hopefully this wasn't some domestic shit and somebody tried to use the police. I'm gonna call the cops or whatever. Nothing was really going down. And then maybe he got spooked and he ran and he lost his life. Hopefully it's not that. But there's just a bunch of pieces in this that just feel like doesn't add up. And that's why everybody is still suspicious. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. This one is the fastest one today. I just thought it was funny because 50 Cent just secured a 45-year lease in Shreveport, Louisiana for G Unit Studios, now the second largest Black-owned film and TV studio in the U.S. This move brings jobs, investment, and opportunity to the locals while pushing forward Black ownership in Hollywood. This right here should clear him into the billionaire bracket. It should. What an exciting day we had yesterday. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson stopped by the civil council meeting to witness a unanimous 7-0 vote to approve his 45-year lease. 45. Jeez. 45-year lease of Stageworks. That's like a mortgage. I mean, that's like ownership to me. Like a 45-year lease. I never heard that before for a venture like this. I ain't mad at you. Thank you to everyone who made this possible. Our hard work has paid off. Get ready, Shreveport. And it's funny to me because Rick Ross was just trolling him about that, right? He's like, yo, what's up with that? Them digital pictures you posting? Like, oh, I get it. You know, the loan or the money ain't come through or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. He's doing all that. And then the next week, 50 Cent post this. Good job, Rick. Thank you for the motivation, man. Like, damn, son. Yo, Rick, chill out, man. I fuck with both of these guys in their little whatever we call it, right? So, but Rick, you chill out. I know these social media enemies be wanting each other to go broke. 50 does it to Floyd all the time. He's broke. That's why he's doing this. That's why he's doing that. That's why he took that fight. That's why he took that job. That's why he took that booking. He's broke. Rick Ross does it to 50 Cent too. He's broke. Like, this is some high level brokenness that we be seeing. He just secured his 45 fucking year lease and got a 7-0 unanimous vote to start his Tyler Perry project. That's a whole nother. If that's his level of broke, right. I got two more before we get up out of here. Real quick. As far as my little quick run to Vegas, I want to shout this gentleman out. I had a little incident in the airport. And he tweeted me yesterday, found me on social media. So that's dope. Capo, at General Slime. Oh, he's followed by NHB Mills, as well as Juju right now, which are two people I know from battle rap. So yeah, he's definitely in the battle rap world, which definitely made sense. Damn, your pin comments from 2015. Do you still use this Twitter? Yeah, he's still around. But yeah, shout out to Capo, at General Slime. I appreciate you, homie. Matter of fact, let me give you a follow. So I was in the airport yesterday, right? I'm in the airport yesterday, and let me come on the big screen. Traveling back from Vegas, and I stopped in. All right, let me take it from the beginning. Got the bag check, dropped off my suitcase. I had a big ass, heavy ass suitcase. I always bring a suitcase that's like half empty for my shopping, little fake shopping spree and all that shit. Drop off my suitcase, start heading to my gate. Right, you know how these airports are. I get to my gate, and there's souvenir stores and whatnot, a couple little spots. So I start grabbing a couple things, as gifts for people, back home, right? Little souvenir, little thing here, little t-shirt there, little trinket there. You know what I'm saying? One of the little things that I bought as a souvenir, as a gift, it was like a little pyramid. It's about the size of my phone, like in height, maybe a little shorter, right? A little pyramid. You know how you got like it's almost like a snow globe where you got like the little gel inside, and it's got like the little moving stuff inside or whatever. A little cute thing that somebody put on a desk, right? That's what I bought. Okay. So I go through I got TSA approved check as well, which to me I should be getting a little less fucking scrutiny, but so I go through the TSA pre-check, right? My book bag comes through just fine. Boom, I'm straight. All right, cool. Then I have a separate bag with like all the gifts in it that I bought, right? That hits that little fucking little square, and instead of coming straight down, goes to the side. That like, all right, whatever, waste my time. Cool. I shouldn't say waste my time. No disrespect to the airport. Y'all do y'all thing. You know what I mean? So the guy that's doing the check-in, watching the little X-ray shit or whatever, he comes over, he grabs my bag, he's going through everything. I had some candles in there too that I bought for somebody that enjoys scented candles. He opens up the boxes of the scented candles, unwraps them, unrolls them out of the paper tissue and everything. They were like sticker closed with a sticker and everything. I'm just like, you're really ruining how it looks presentation wise as a gift, but I'm not bitching. Like, he opens up the candles, he swabs the candles, he puts it in that little, I guess, is it tested for explosives reader or whatever? It's all good. I get it. It's the airport. I'm not mad. I'm not fucking mad. And then he puts it back in my box. Candles is good. Cool. And he pulls out the little desk thing that has like the little motion stuff in it, right? And he goes, all right, well, this is over 3 ounces of fluid, so I got to throw this out. He said it just like that. I got to throw this out. And I said, whoa, hold on. No, you don't. No, you don't. I just got that. And he was like, yeah, but it's over 3 ounces of fluid, so I got to throw it out. He says it just like that, like just so straightforward, like as if there's no converse. Like, and I was just like, all right, hold on, dude. I just bought this in the airport. As a matter of fact, in the same bag, I had the receipt in the bag still. Here's the receipt. Pull the receipt out. Here's the receipt. I just bought this shit, and you could damn near look through the security check, and damn near see the souvenir store like right there. It's right outside security. It's right there in the airport. That's why I just bought it. Why would the airport sell this shit right there before you walk through security if I can't have it? I'm sorry, sir. I have to throw it out. I said, dude, hold on. You realize I'm showing you look, this is the receipt. Okay. I understand you have a job to do. But if I bought this outside of the airport and then brought it in and it's not compliant, I understand. But I bought it right there. And here's the receipt. They're selling this here it's a souvenir shop. They're selling souvenirs. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I still got to throw it out. It's over the fluid thing or whatever. I'm just like, I said, yo, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. You got 2 options as I see it. you can give me my money back for it, right? Or you could let it through. He said, actually, there's a third option. You could check it in your bag. I said, actually, what you just said proves my point even more, because the store is after bag check. They let people check their bags, come through the trains and come all the way over here, and that's where the stores are. My bag is already checked. My suitcase is already checked. There is no getting my suitcase. It's probably somewhere on the runway at this point. What are you talking about? Check it. Oh, wait. You mean go back to bag check and like what? Like bundle this up in like a little bag and check that too? What are you talking about? Right? And when I said that last piece, like I inserted some curse words in there. Like that makes no fucking sense. Like at this point, I'm cursing a little bit. Like I'm frustrated. So then his man comes up, his little short friend comes over and he joins it. Sir, we have to. And I'm like, oh, there's two of y'all now. So now I feel confronted. You know what I'm saying? It's two of y'all. I'm like, no, that's not fucking happening. Y'all could give me my money back or y'all could let me go. One or the other. You're not just going to look me in my eyes and tell me I'm throwing this out when that makes no fucking sense. That's not happening. Give me my money or let me through. And he goes, sir, you're cursing now. We got to call our supervisor. I said, call him. So the guy that comes over, that's the supervisor, is this gentleman right here on the Twitter. So he comes over. He's like, guys, what's going on? Calm down. I'm like, and I'm explaining to him. I'm like, here's the receipt right here. This fucking guy is telling me out. He's like, yo, calm down. I'm like, yo, he's pissing me the fuck off. So then the supervisor tells the guy, like, I got it. Don't worry about it. And he sends the guy back to his x-ray machine. Go back to the fucking x-rays. Get out of here. I got it. So I'm talking to the supervisor. I'm calming down now because it wasn't his problem. He didn't do it. So I'm like, yo, dude, it makes no fucking sense, blah, blah. He was like, they called me over here, though, because you're cursing. And I was just like, okay, but the issue wouldn't be profanity. You know, we're really dealing about this shit right here. And he said something, I missed the full sentence that he said, but he said something like, don't worry, not everybody watches RBE. And I was just like, come on, man. So, all right. So then I asked him a question. I said, have I ever come off like an irrational person? And he says, no. I said, thank you. He's like, these guys, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. I got you. Don't worry about it. Lets me walk through him. So salute to him, man. I appreciate you, homie. Because I would have continued with the scene just based on principle. The shit only cost like $15. I don't give a fuck about that $15. That's one of those principle moments. Like, fuck no. This guy dead looked me in my eyes and said, we're going to throw this out. And I said, what? Who are you talking to? So once again, I want to say shout out to Capo, man, at General Slime. I just followed you, man. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, that X-ray guy is a dick. He's a clown. It's those logical ones that piss me off. Similar to the story that I gave y'all about an old HOA that I used to live in when I was younger, like in my 20s. And he wanted to give a ticket to my guest because the guest was blocking my garage. I'm like, this is my garage. I should be the one to have a problem if it's blocked or not. And he's still trying to give us a ticket for the shit. I just hate that type of shit. But anyway, shout out to you, homie. I appreciate you. We got to do this before we get out of here. Last but absolutely not least. Absolutely not least. But we took a hit. They took a hit from the battle rap world, y'all. Rest in peace to the legend, Bishop Brigante. Great guy, great man. I'm glad I had an opportunity to exchange some words with him. They was doing like a marathon for him, I think like about a month ago or something like that, on 15 Minutes of Fame, and I was able to call in and talk to him. As soon as I got on the stream, I was like, yo, you looking real good, handsome, because we know he's been fighting for so long, and the courage and the strength that it takes to show, you know, that type of, I'm here, I'm fighting, I'm still a family man, or what, for the amount of time that he had to fight his fight is a thing of courage. And not a lot of us could do that shit, like of that type of courage, you know what I'm saying? But if I look at his Instagram, his last 3 posts here are beautiful. This one, I believe that this is his wife. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but my Melly, oh Melly, you are truly the strongest woman I have ever known. You are selfless, caring, loving, and more resilient than I could ever be. Against all odds, you found success in your life and career, and as a wonderful mother. You know, beautiful wife. Let me see if there's any other pictures in here. Yeah, of Melly. Shout out to Melly and condolences to Melly. Second to last picture. I believe this is his son. Yesterday, my son graduated from being a young adult to a full-blown 19-year-old. Processing that alone is crazy to me. It took me down a memory lane of greatness and happiness, but more importantly, if I felt proud. So the opportunity to see your son graduate, beautiful. Big kid, man. He's probably Bishop's height. He's your height, Bish. I'm still talking to you, brother. He's your height, man. I got him over you in a 3-rounder. That's battle rap talk. Oh man. And the last post that's on his page appears to be from his son or from somebody in his family. This was 17 hours ago. I never thought the day would come where I'd be writing to the world about such a tragedy. My father was many things. Yes, son. My father was many things, but at most he was a fighter. He absolutely was. He overcame so many obstacles in his lifetime and not once said something was impossible. I spent the last 19 years learning from such an incredible man. An incredible man I'm so proud to call my father. Not only did he fight for himself, but he fought just as hard to make sure others wouldn't go through the same trials. One thing he always told me was that when a day like this came, to remember the good times. We will always remember him as the light that brightened every room. I promised my father that I would keep his legacy alive, and I will continue that for the rest of my life. I am so grateful my father passed at peace. That's beautiful to see. He passed peacefully. Passed that peace while being surrounded by nothing but love and care. None of this would have been possible without all of the love and support he was constantly receiving. A little goes a long way, and my word, I remember every single thing. Not only was my father a light to others, but had his own light from his love, Melanie. These two have gone through a storm, and that is not an understatement. Melanie, you are genuinely one of a kind. Words cannot express how grateful I am to have seen the depths you went for my father. You and I believe that is Adrena are his family and will forever be mine. I want to thank Jesus for my father's life. He was given more time than expected, all thanks to God. Thank you to everyone who contributed to helping my father during these trying times. Your gestures have not gone unnoticed. Pops, your story doesn't end here. Your legacy will last forever. I love you, Lido. 3325. This is a great picture of him too. That's a great, yeah. Please pin that if we can. It's definitely not my choice, of course, but with all due respect, that's a beautiful picture, man. That is a beautiful picture. And if you look at it, can we Big K, long live Bishop Brigante, RJ Payne, Swave, condolences, man. I was texting Swave yesterday about this. Condolences, Swave. Royce 5'9", that's the thing about Bish. He's respected even outside of battle rap. He's a very known person. He's a very loved person. DNA, my verse, Nems, very, very indeed. Shadi Horror, very loved person. Very, very loved person. And rest in peace, Sharon, Drake, Iron Solomon. Yeah, deserving, man. Deserving. Conceited. Everybody. I'm sure everybody is in here. That's that man. That man is very, very loved. So rest in peace to the legend, Bishop Brigante, and condolences to you and your beautiful family. To your son, stay strong. To your wife, stay strong. You guys are in the midst of a legacy that is beautiful. Bishop is who he is, and his name shall live on. Trust me. That man is well liked and well respected. It's dope that I got the flowers hat on too. You know what I'm saying? Man deserves flowers and more. Rest in peace. Okay. Thank you everybody once again. Shout out to everybody that was trolling. There goes the word again. Trolling me while I was out for the last couple of days. I'm gonna be posting some more stuff to my Instagram for my little Vegas run. You know, I share my little time. Hey, this is good, this was fun, this is bad, this was over here, this worked, this didn't. You know, same old. But we back to work. So if we're not back this afternoon, you know we'll be here 6 o'clock in the morning. In the meantime, y'all enjoy y'all day. Let's get this week rolling.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without, I think still got a gun.